All right, what is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, coming in with a discussion on the Bad Batch with Canadian Bear, Graham. Today, we just wanted to talk about a few different lists and just kind of go over their card again and let you know what we think about them. And at first, if you want to skip this introduction on the giveaway, just look in the description down below for the timestamp and head on over to the interview. But if you are interested in getting a Rebel Trooper expansion pack, then there are three different ways to enter in to win that giveaway. First, all you have to do is come on to the Discord and become a member. We will welcome you in and then just start talking. Do whatever you want. Talk about a bunch of different stuff. We've got MCP sales, MCP stuff that you can talk about, including Star Wars. I've started a Star Wars D&D thing in case anyone is interested in kind of starting some stuff with that. And if you've got, Empire list, Rebel list, CIS list, GAR list, or Shadow Collective lists that you are interested in, all you got to do is just kind of talk. We were talking last night a little bit about the Tempest Force and a few different ways to run them. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just head on over there. The way that I enter you in to win is to get on the server level, and it's really easy. All you got to do is just be active. The second way to win is to be a YouTube subscriber and leave a comment. Those are the basic ways to enter in. And lastly, you can gain more by becoming a member of the Patreon. All you have to do is just be a member. You can pay as well to get even more chances to win the giveaways. But yeah, that is all in the ways to enter and to win. And lastly, if you're interested in working out and getting bigger or losing weight, then you could subscribe to the Burn Academy for $15 a month. There, you're going to get 3, 4, 5, and 6 day a week workout programs for either building muscle or losing weight. There's corrective exercise programs, 30-minute exercise programs in case you're short on time, stuff to do at home, and cardio stuff to do. There's also 120 different recipes, ways to track your progress, coaching videos and descriptions of everything. So that way you've got access to every single way to meet your goals. And you can also message me if you've got any questions or if you want something new or different, just let me know. And yeah, it's very simple. It's basically 50 cents a day. But all right, let's get into it with Graham and let's go. What is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, reporting in with Canadian Bear.
How's it going?
And today we're going to talk about the Bad Batch and different lists with the Bad Batch in them. And we were slightly discussing them beforehand, and I didn't want to ruin what we were talking about. So I wanted to start recording. So we're going to start recording and talking about the Bad Batch. So would you like to talk about the Republic version?
Sure.
Yeah.
Uh, so starting with the Unicard, uh, all models will start off with 2 health and they're 3 courage because poor Rex. They roll red defense dice. They don't surge up or down. Um, you've got 5 heavy slots. They are all taken up by one of the 5 characters: Hunter, Wrecker, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair. Um, they are impervious. Looking at you, Rex, again. Their scale, steady, sharpshooter 1. And then we're not regs. Effectively, outside of Anakin and Padme and Yoda's 3-pip, they can't get tokens from anyone else through sharing. But they also cannot be fire supported into. So, what? Let me see. What is it again at range 2? It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 dice at range 2 with, yeah. So,
Yeah.
oh no, they can't have more than, oh wait, they're already double digits.
Yeah, right. That's
But
awesome, though.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's a very strong profile.
yeah, with a non-surging black or white dice, I mean, that's going to be, for the most part, I feel like sometimes very underwhelming because I've tried to shoot that kind of dice pool with a Mandalorian unit, and that's 9 dice. And sometimes I've just been not able to do any kind of hits with them. They just blank out or surge. And luckily, as we'll talk about in a second, we've got Echo with Reliable 3, so that's going to help. But, when to use those surges on offense versus defense is going to be a kind of a tough decision. But you never know. Some of the but okay, we'll keep talking. Sorry, I'll get it to when we get there.
So, question for you: as we're going through these upgrades, I'm going to do Crosshair first, and then we'll go into Echo because realizing something that's funny now. For spoilers, if you haven't watched season 3 of The Bad Batch, so we've got Crosshair, which was initially debuted at Adepticon. He's 1 to 5, 1 red die. When when his gun is the only gun in the pool, it gains critical 1 and effectively high velocity as well, since high velocity will drop when you add any other die to it or any other weapon to it in this unit. Um, and then we go to Echo, who is reliable 3. Um, so he kept his reliable from when he had 2 hands, but he lost his critical. So now that here comes the spoiler, Hunter has lost a hand. Does he lose his critical also
Yeah,
in a
right.
future release?
Yeah, I bet he might.
um,
Oof.
then we got Hunter here, who is a 50-50 force choke. Free action, choose a non-commander or operative trooper unit at range 1 and in line of sight. Roll a black die on a hit or a crit. They suffer a wound. So it is it's effectively force choke minus the requirement of needing line of sight. But then also it does not say range 1 of Hunter. It's any model in the unit.
Ah,
So that's crazy.
yeah.
So if someone's running away from you and you cohere your one of your models forward, now it's range 1 from that model.
No, that's a good point. I didn't think about
Um,
that one. And then I know
yeah.
with Crosshair, he's also got Pierce 1 and Precise 1. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah. Thank you. Forgot to mention
yeah.
those ones, but yeah.
Luckily,
Um,
it's not lethal,
yeah.
so because they're gonna have to be spending those aims tokens probably on the attack pool itself, and luckily they
hmm
have precise one, so they're probably gonna have like 2 aims most of the time and re-rolling 6 dice that turn instead of having to spend it on Pierce.
And I mean, if they move once, they're already have 2 aims because our next guy Tech here has cash aim 1 and dodge 1 and tactical 1. um, or if you move twice because you need to, now you've got 3 aims on your first shot.
Yeah. See, and
And
steady. So so good.
it's so much. uh, and then we've got Wrecker, who is melee and also then range 1 to 2 with his commando rifle, his DC 17M, which is a rainbow, red, black, white. He's also 3 wounds, and then a whole bunch of text that doesn't matter for the Republic version.
Right. Now, do you want to go ahead and
And
talk about like what it means for the Rebel version?
yeah, so for the Rebel version, or do you want to go over their card first, and then we can talk about Wrecker, or like what the
Oh yeah,
difference
yeah,
is?
yeah. I'll go over the like. You mean just Omega or?
I guess just like or so with like the Rebel version, it's all the characters minus Crosshair, but then you're gaining the option to take Omega as a counterpart.
And she
Uh,
is part of the squad too.
yeah, yeah. If, she's there.
Yeah, and it says like on her card already that she does not have to be assigned wounds or be defeated first due to the counterpart keyword, but I feel like that's redundant with Wrecker when his is saying while this miniature is on the battlefield, a friendly Omega in this unit can't be assigned wounds. So I feel like they're just saying the same thing, right?
Pretty much. I guess it's just yeah, like with Wrecker, it's the you can't give her wounds until he dies. And with her counterpart text or Armed Squad 2 text, um, I guess it's um so you don't have to kill her off first, like if you're still trying to go after some box and you can chuck her forward or whatnot. Um, but then once you do, I mean, if she's the only one out in the open, feel free to kill her. Assuming Wrecker's dead, but that's about it. Because she is. I'm realizing this now too. Um, they did the weapon profile correct on Wrecker. They did it wrong on Omega.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say the whole weapon profile is way different.
Um,
Well, not way different. I should say
because
it's got melee to range 1 to 2 instead of melee
y-
and then 1 to 2.
to- yeah, it's they're not very consistent with this recently. Because melee is not supposed to be a range, but sometimes their cards treat melee like a range. But here we are. It is what it is. Um,
No, I do
and
like
she gets 2 white dice. And it
yes,
is 1 wound.
which yeah, I figured that would be the case. Makes sense. Now I do like the fact that she can claim and sabotage repair on her own, cohered. So like most of the unit can be behind cover, even if a box or a evaporator is not behind cover, and even if you can't make it quite to the objective, you can land just shy but cohere forward and then still claim, um, and still get a shot in. Like you can move, do your shot, and then claim if you can cohere properly. She's really gonna. I feel like she's gonna be really great for objective play for sure.
And one thing to note, it's the last line of text there, which is sets it up to like an 11 as far as this ability goes. Because if she claims a box, it doesn't snap to her, it goes to Hunter. So if Hunter's
Right.
hiding behind a wall and you just chucked Omega out there to grab it, once they move, it now snaps to him.
So you just
And
get
you'll
almost like
never
a
see it
free.
again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like a free speed one right immediately after you claim it to the unit leader.
Yep.
So that distance really
Um,
does matter.
and then they have a singular command card, which will be even better after they claim a box and need to run away.
Yes.
Because if you include Hunter, which is going to be the last to die, you are now speed 3 for this turn. If you still have tech, you are now tactical 2. If you contain Echo still, you're now reliable 4. If you have Crosshair, so the Republic version gains precise 2 instead of just precise 1. Um, if you're Rebel and you have brought Omega, which please bring Omega if you're going to bring these guys,
Yeah, you might as
but please
well.
don't. Also,
Yeah, right.
the squad gains Inspire 1. Um, and if you have Wrecker, you now have Suppressive like the regular DC 17M rifle.
So
Uh, yeah.
I like the suppressive. I think that that's really cool. But I think again I feel like Ricker is slightly underwhelming. Like I know he's got a pretty good gun profile and or melee profile. He's got 3 health, but this whole unit is missing impact. Like I feel like Ricker could have had either maybe impact, especially when punching something, or maybe even scatter with his gun, since the command card already gives him suppressive. What I mean, why not give him either scatter or impact?
I guess it would just be because we never see him use the 2 configurations that the regular commandos use. Since the impact and scatter are linked to the grenade launcher or anti-armor launcher. Um, and we never see him use the sniper rifle either, so
Then
that's why he wouldn't get the
th-
critical or high velocity.
then why not switch it? Why not give him suppressive naturally, but then on the command card give him impact one?
I guess because he's 2 extra dice in melee and an extra die at range.
Yeah, I'm just being nitpicky
That's the
because
only
I
thing I can think of. Yeah.
it would be even better if they had impact or something else the whole time. And I know suppressive could be like a little OP, but
Mhm.
Impact 1 wouldn't be that bad.
No, but they need to have some kind of weakness.
That's true. That's true. I guess they get all the keywords except for impact, but that's fine. High velocity, critical
Because
1, reliable 3, tactical, fierce,
Mhm. Yep,
scale,
which is
steady,
also
sharpshooter.
excluding saber throw, and this is the second unit in Republic that has native pierce without lethal
Nice.
at range, I should say. The other one being Padme.
That's true. And I think the second one to have high velocity besides commandos.
Yeah, yep, yeah. We're not. The shell doesn't count because no one just shoots that one shell by itself in Republic.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
but
all
yeah,
right.
and if you haven't
That
done the math, it's 11 health total for the Republic version and 9 to 10 for the Rebel version, depending on if
yes.
you take Omega.
Right. And you might as well because it's not like Grogu.
Yeah.
Like there's no downside
Uh,
really to taking Omega
yeah, I don't know
unless
why
you
she
just
doesn't have that honored either. That's the
yeah,
whole
'cause
series.
I know, right? They're searching for her. It just well, okay, I'm not
But
going to complain.
yep. Uh, oh, and the Republic version's 160. The Rebel version is 140 to 150. Uh, so yeah,
Nice.
that's really it for their. That's re- uh, that's an understatement. That's really it for them.
Yeah. Just 10
Um,
attack dice, 11 health with surging.
eh,
Just red saves
no
possibly.
biggie. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've brought two different lists. If you want to go ahead and kind of get into them.
Sure. I guess do the Republic version or the Rex version first.
All right.
Um, so it's 9X 796 Rex with his jetpack and recon, uh, clone commander with improv. You've got three phase ones, one with an RPS, one Z6, and one has Boil. Bad Batch, the only way you can take them. Uh, and three generic commandos with HQ uplink, and then it's all the command cards. The You've got ambush and air support, and then the we do what we do Bad Batch card, and then you've got all of Rex's. So yeah, it'd be great if you could take an aim, move once with Bad Batch, and have three aims and shoot at range 3 with your whole pool.
Yeah. That's going to at least, I don't know how many. So I'll try to go to the roller real quick because you're looking at two red and then what is it? Four black, four white. And then when you roll, I mean, oh, I just rolled 4 out of the 10. But with, 3 aims and precise, you're looking at something pretty good. You're looking at decent dice pools. Maybe not the craziest, especially with all the surges. But at least with Sharpshooter 1, you're probably
Yep.
netting, what, 2 to 4?
And you've got three surges available too. So
Now, do you
more
want
than
to spend.
likely, you're
Do you want to spend most of those on defense or offense?
probably for an attack like take that clankers. You probably are spending it on offense for that turn as if you need to. Um, but you've also got a clone commander, so you can still get them another surge if you have to. Um, so yeah, and you've also got Boyle in the list because can't share tokens, but he can still guardian them.
Now, would you do anything different to put aggressive tactics on them? On Rex?
Uh,
Because if you were to
I
take
mean,
improv out, you would only have 789 or 791, and you would still need to get rid of what, six. So if
you
you
could
got rid
probably
of the Z6 and put a medic on there, you could probably do it.
um,
But would
you
that
could
be
probably get
worth it?
rid of one of the HQs and
Oh,
then
yeah,
um, just turn the Z6 into another RPS.
that's
Um,
true.
so then that'll get you your 15, and then that would definitely do it. Um,
Yeah, you
it's
could
yeah,
just
'cause
stack those
also
surges.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, because that's clone trooper unit. Actually, no, I'm just trying to remember what is. Oh, well, that's right. If you really wanted to, you could throw fives on a phase one and figure out how to get the points somehow. And he can coordinate to Bad Batch also every time you direct.
Yeah. See,
So
let me
that's why he's
see.
40 points.
Yeah, and probably
Because you can
staying
still
that
take
way
five.
too.
Oh gosh, I know. It's never going down again.
Mm-mm. That's 32. That would be
Uh,
36. You'd still need four more points if you got rid of improv. Okay, so if you got rid of improv, you got rid of the Z6, and you got rid of an HQ, you could put fives, or sorry, yeah, fives on a phase one, and now you've got Captain Rex. He doesn't have aggressive tactics, but at least he's got the same build. Commander's naked. Your Bad Batch. You've got a P1 with fives, a P1 with RPS. You still got Boyle, and then you got two clone commandos with HQ uplink and all that stuff. And then your third one doesn't. What if you took that third one off and gave yourself just a generic strike team, and then you'd have basically 21 points left. Maybe you could put an aggressive tactics on Rex, and then maybe like on your commander do portable scanners, and now you've got 809 activations, and you've got two clone commandos with the HQ, a strike team, still a Boyle squad, RPS squad, five squad, Bad Batch, a portable scanner on the clone commander, and then aggressive tactics, the jetpack and recon on Rex. That way, you're always giving Bad Batch an order every single turn, no matter what. You can give them. Is that way you don't have to share tokens. You can at least give them a dodge if they need it from portable scanners, and then bolster them with a surge so that they have, let's see, possibly a surge from aggressive tactics for four surges, and then bolster for five surges, basically every single turn,
mhm.
and then give us that second surge to the Boyle phase one so that they can use that for the Guardian.
Yeah. And what is the thing? Cash. Um, if I. Oh, yeah. And it is worth noting too that the cash tokens don't go away when tech dies. The unit still has access to them somehow.
I know, right? I've often wondered that because I know on one of the other cards
Uh,
it says cash. It doesn't disappear.
yeah. So it's yeah yeah. Now it's weird. Bad Batch brings you more options, but I don't know if it. It's kind of a weird thing where it doesn't necessarily feel like it opens list building. It's just that it changes list building, and now there's a new focus.
That is true.
um, it probably opens up more for Rebel version with all the gimmicks you can do with Omega.
Oh yeah,
Um, but yeah,
I
uh,
like it.
yeah. And you want to go over the Yoda version, or do we want to go to your Rebel version there, back and forth?
Oh yeah, we can go back and forth. Sure. Let's see. We've got. I've got a Mando and Bad Batch one, which I thought would be kind of fun. You've got a rebel officer with portable scanner. You've got the Bad Batch with Omega and everybody. You've got Sabine with situational prepared supplies instead of the shield. So, because I mean, the shield cancels one hit or crit the entire game or during that entire round. But if you have prepared supplies, you can use that dodge, and it's got nimble. She's got nimble, so you can just basically keep the shield the entire round rather than just for one hit. And
Yeah.
with situational awareness, it will still just cancel crits. And then the electro grappling line and dark saber. You've got Clan Ren with Tristan and Ursa, situational emergency transponder, and the jetpack rockets. Because then you could shoot a pretty decent range 3 shot with, what is it, 6 dice at range 3, blast, lethal, and with long shot. So, because like maybe with retinue, you get a free aim, and then maybe with emergency transponders, you give yourself a second aim, and you use the first aim for long shot, and maybe the second aim for lethal. And that's only one action, so maybe you take an aim for a third, or an aim action for a third aim, so that way if you need to reroll anything, you can, and it's at least blast and impact, suppressive, pierce, which is pretty fun. You've got 2 Mandalorian resistance with the Beskar Duelist, the jetpacks, and situational awareness. And then you've got 2 Rebel troopers that hand out dodges with their portable scanners. And then you've got another just random Rebel trooper. So you've got at least 3 different units handing out tons of dodges. You've got 4 units of Mandos with situational awareness. And then the Bad Batch with Omega trying to do a bunch of shenanigans for 9 activations. So I feel like that's not
All
the
right.
worst. Yeah, because I feel
No.
like it's basically like having Mando, but better with the Bad Batch. Um, yeah, you've got
Percy, you've
sabotage.
got a 10-point bid, or did I miss something?
Nope, it's a full 800. Because the Rebel officer, let's see, the Rebel officer has portable scanners. You've got the Bad Batch with Omega, situational awareness, prepared supplies, electro grappling line, and dark saber on speed. Clan Ren with situational emergency transponders and jetpacks. You've got 2 Mando resistance with Beskar Duelist, situational, and jetpacks. And then 3 core, just Rebel troopers, and 2 of them have portable scanners.
Cool. Yeah.
Uh,
Goodness.
yeah, and then you've got sabotage communications because it's going to give it to a operative or an operative or special forces unit. So that way,
Yeah.
when an opponent is issuing orders to using a command card, they can only issue one order with that card. And you've got Sabine and Bad Batch and or Clan Ren and Mandalorian Resistance that are going to want the order anyway, so you might as well go with that one. And explosions. I've got Symbol of the Rebellion so that Sabine can recover, and I've got Push, and then you've got Legacy of Mandalore for her to be able to give, if she gives an order to an operative or special forces unit, that gains an aim or a dodge. So the Bad Batch is going to be able to gain another aim or dodge. And then you have We Do What We Do.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I feel like that one would be a very fun one because at least you've got tons of red dice, lots of surging red dice, especially with the reliable, and tons of ways to gain dodges to make sure that they all stay alive and get in close.
Yeah.
And
Goodness.
tons of impervious. Like you've got what 5 units with impervious, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
And
Uh.
yeah,
Goodness. Yeah. Yeah. That is very very rebel. It's very like I don't know what to do here because you're all over the place.
yeah. And then you've got what the 4 speed 3 units, and then at least one turn you've got 5 speed 3 units that are all red saves. And
Uh,
with the
yeah.
shenanigans, maybe like you've made your way up with the Mandos, and then you make your way up with Bad Batch to an objective, and then you play their 3-pip, they grab the objective and start running speed 3.
Hmm. And you've got 4 jump 2s and all the nimble.
Yes, all the nimble, everyone, the 3 core, all the Mandos, and yeah, it. I feel like this would be a very fun one actually to play, and I might actually have to try this because I mean, with the dark saber, at least you've got some good. With the dark saber and the Beskar duelists, you're at least going to be able to stay safe in melee with a Jedi, It's just the force push you got to look out for, and you've got 2 units with Dauntless, so that they, if they start to get suppressed, they can at least still move. And then you've got Steady on the Bad Batch to help them at least still be able to, if they get one action, move and still shoot. So, lots of good things built into
And
them.
bombing run would be very interesting with this. Not just because you've got a whole bunch of speed 3, but it's the um well, bombing run and hostage because they're the other two that give you a claim action. Um so
True, but I don't. Oh
you
yeah, yeah,
could
yeah, yeah. I went
yeah,
with
because you could move once with Bad Batch, throw Omega forward so that she's touching the objective, kill the unit, and then with your second action claim the objective.
Oh my god.
Potentially. It's got to all work, but I
Right.
mean that's a very good defensive unit on bombing run. Um, like if you think you didn't deploy properly and you need to, because I mean they're going to move faster than any of your Mandalorians if you play the 3-pip now, since you can just chuck Omega forward. Um, and yeah, gross.
Oh yeah. And I had a
Uh,
hostage exchange, or I had breakthrough, recover, bombing, and sabotage because she can still sabotage just in case. But I feel like maybe get rid of breakthrough and put sabotage instead, so that way you've got 3 different objectives that Omega can do some shenanigans with, and then a bombing run because you've got four units that are able to move speed 3 and jump. And then with hostage exchange, it just says that if you claim the objective, your speed is decreased by 1. So I'm assuming still that if one of the Mandos grab the hostage, they can still go to speed 2 and jump 2.
uh, yeah.
Because it doesn't say anything that their jump is gone after claiming an
Nope.
objective or anything. So that's at least another great way to get moving with that hostage unit.
Uh, yeah. Oh gosh. Or if you did it with Bad Batch and you saved the 3-pip. It's like, oh
Yeah,
no, I'm speed 1, not today.
and you become speed 2 at that point.
Yep. Gross.
Man. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. It feels like there's a lot more options with Bad Batch in Rebels. That like it feels unique. Ah, goodness.
Yeah, I just like their objective play with it. And Mandos have been good, but I feel like they're going to be a little bit better with the Bad Batch being a distraction.
Oh
And
yeah.
since they all have point room for points to have situational awareness, it's almost like no reason to shoot them. And then if you're going with your rebel troopers and or rebel officer first and just handing out dodges to them like crazy, there's almost no point in shooting them.
Yeah.
Now you could get rid of 2 of the portable scanners on your rebel troopers to just go naked, 3 naked rebel troopers, and put vigilance on the rebel officer to kind of keep a dodge on maybe like Sabine
Mhm.
or something like that. But I don't. I think just handing out more dodges each turn is better in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of that is the one thing is just like the rebel officer, well, and the rebel troopers. They're so slow that they're gonna have a hard time keeping up with everything else. So like the scanners are gonna be great on
Turn one.
turn 1 to turn 2, and then
Mm.
depending on how the game goes, we'll see like what happens with them effectively.
And if anything else, they can at least give them to each other and keep themselves
Yeah,
alive in the back.
yeah. Give all the rebels 2 dodges, essentially.
Basically, yeah. Take a dodge, give a dodge. Take a dodge, give a dodge. Take a dodge. And then the rebel officers giving a dodge to another few. Yeah, if you want to go over the Yoda.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so got a dreaded 799 list here. We have Yoda with barrier, push, and guidance. Clone Commander with improv. Bad Batch being Bad Batch. We have a Phase 1 RPS, Phase 1 Z6, Naked Phase 1, and then two Clone Commandos just with the config and the armor. Um, yeah, pretty much do what Yoda do and guidance things to make things better.
Definitely.
So, like, Bad Batch 3-pip turn, they're getting two attacks off of speed 3 steady moves.
Man.
Um, and you're always having a fire support option for your clone commandos, or if you need to like force wave with Yoda and the clone commander are probably at least handing out one surge if they can to Bad Batch each, so that you're always staying topped off and they are truly surging at that point.
Man.
Um, and if not that, then just hand it out to the phase ones and they can share it to the clone commandos. Um, yeah, no, it's the one thing that actually kind of feels weird is the Yoda 2-pip turn. Like, yes, you can give it to Bad Batch, but it almost feels a little weird.
Right.
Like it makes sense if you need. Honestly, they're a bigger deterrent for a melee unit than Yoda is sometimes. Um, so giving them relentless on that turn when you need them to charge in, not terrible because then it's 3, 4, 5. So 5 reds, a black, and a white in melee. So it's slightly better than I mean it's better than Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
um, that's
And they have a
slightly
lot of
better
surges.
than even a Black Sun melee, which is normally 5 to 6 red, depending on if you're taking a Vigo.
That's true.
So yeah,
And you got way more surges, at least on the Bad Batch. I feel like they could definitely wreak some havoc in melee, and which is great because I feel like the clone commandos are always weak in melee.
they are on the return. Giving it out though, I mean they punch like the Wookiee squad. They're 2 black each, so they the clone commandos are not terrible in melee. They just really hate Pierce in melee.
Yeah. And it's fine. I'm glad they don't have impervious, or else they would just never die.
Yes.
Now, do you feel like
Uh,
you're gonna miss HQ uplink on the clone commandos, or no?
um, Probably not for this one because, um, like with the Rex list, it's partially to capitalize on the 2-pip. So it's anything that has a face-up order gets the card bonus. But there's really nothing like that to this one. Um, and at the very like at the worst, you have probably the either the air support turn or um, your 1-pips, I guess. But it's still um, it's gonna be one commander, Bad Batch, 2 core, and 2 clone commandos in your bag for those 3 turns. Um, but if you're really just cycling through Yoda's cards, except for the one turn, you play the Bad Batch card. You've got you've got great control for the most part. Um, on the Bad Batch turn, it's 2 commanders, 2 phase ones, and 2 clone commandos. So pretty
Eh,
consistent. And you've got improv, so makes it a little bit easier. Uh,
yeah, and I feel
and
like you can guidance or recover if you need to.
oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Um, yeah, there's lots of options.
yeah, I like this
Yeah.
one a lot because at least you've got some, just a little bit heavier, a few more heavies on the P1s than just nothing.
Yes.
Because I feel like it's easier to have maybe like I forgot the one that I had made with that. Let's see, because there was something very very similar. Let's see, it was you see, I had like the Yoda with push, burst, and barrier with the Bad Batch, and then a phase two with boil and protector. Three naked
Okay.
phase ones, and then two clone commandos with HQ uplink and their armor and stuff. So,
All right.
not no heavies, but just like yeah, I feel like yours is way better.
It, I don't know. There it's between Bad Batch and Yoda, I don't really know if there's a bad list with those two units in the same list.
That's true. Well, what if you even got rid of all your heavies to support the Bad Batch even more?
Um,
Or do you sacrifice the extra fire supporting platforms with heavies to add maybe like a medic or two medics and then have some more abilities to like hand out dodges or aims. Like maybe you get rid of the phase or the Z6 and the RPS and you give yourself like I said two medics and you've got 14 points left, and so maybe you give like the clone commander or at least some phase ones the ability to hand out some aims. Yeah, so you have one phase one to have electro binoculars and another phase one with a medic to have portable scanners. So you can keep handing out even more tokens to the Bad Batch and just soup them up like crazy.
yeah, I could definitely see getting rid of the Z6. I don't know if how much you want to get rid of the RPS,
Yeah, you
just
don't
because
really want
it's
to.
yeah, like
Well, well, what if you put instead of a portable scanner, what if you put impact grenades on both clone commandos? Because I mean, yeah, they do have.
uh,
Well, no, there's no point for that.
yeah,
Or
there's no point then.
what if you just put two impact grenades on two of the phase ones?
Uh,
Because then you could still fire support in with another phase one squad, so that way you're rolling like impact four, 8 black dice if none of them have died yet, and anything gets to range one,
yes. That would
and then
take some testing because I've never been aggressive like that with phase ones. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I can tell you little little tangent here from a recent like tournament was I did a full phase one with medic and RPS fire supporting a or Delta into a lat, and it was let's see, after the critical two and impact, I think it had to make 12 saves.
what?
So like impact six with three aims critical two.
Jeez.
So unfortunately, it survived on one health and then dropped off Vader, and I lost the game. But
uh,
it was right on the edge. Oh, it was so close.
uh,
um,
yeah, that's
it
rough. That's real
so
rough.
for that kind of reason, I don't know if you can really get rid of the RPS. Um,
I don't think I would.
yeah, that's the only issue. Um, is it feels like armor's coming back, and the armor that is coming back is not passive; it's very aggressive. So
especially with
yeah.
Tempest and Darks and Lats,
Oh gosh. That
AA5s.
well, so that list was Commander Vader and a Lat, and then had three Black Sun Magnets following him. It's uh, that is a terrifying list.
Man,
And then it has three storms, and two of them have medics.
oof. Okay, so you're
Oh,
not doing anything to
oh
those Black Sun.
no. And if you want some nerd stuff, I had to figure this out for a teammate of mine for Atlantic City this coming weekend. So, um, and this could also work kind of for the Bad Batch too when it comes to the Rebel version. And yeah, so um, a a small base trooper unit disembarking from um, a lat that is going speed 3, not including the movement of the lat itself. Let's see, you would travel 17.5 inches. A speed 2 unit disembarking from an AA5 bus goes 17.6 inches. So it's effectively the exact same distance you're traveling from a speed 1 into a speed 3 from a lat, and then a speed 1 to a speed 2 from an AA5. But then, if you do the lat off of one move, it's roughly 13.7 inches. So, what is that? 20, 31.2 inches you're traveling off in two activations. Um, and then the AA5 after a one speed one move is 16.2 inches.
Jeez,
So what is that? That is um,
you're looking for
33.8 inches you are traveling
in 2 rounds
in two activations. That's in the same round.
because of the. All right, you're
So
gonna
the
start from the. All right,
so the AA5 moves once.
yeah.
That's 16.2 inches. You're then disembarking with Bad Batch. So that is now potentially another 17.6 inches, which is 33.8 inches of movement. And then they can shoot range 2 off of that. Nothing is safe
Ugh.
from them.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was gonna say I've got a bus list with the Bad Batch, so that
Yeah.
could really work.
Yeah. Um, and my teammate was asking about putting like Luke in a bus, like if they needed burst of speed, and it's like I did the math to figure out if they really did need burst. It's like nope, it is literally slightly faster for Luke than Vader with burst out of the lat. It's like zero point 0.1 of an inch, but still it's slightly faster.
I was about to ask how much of a difference that was.
Yeah, so um no. Yeah, Luke does not need burst if he's in a bus, for anyone wondering.
No, I would go with the Jedi mind trick so that he could pull off his command card.
Hmm. Yeah. Um but yeah. So little tangent, but there you go, people. Take do with that what you may.
So use the bus basically.
Yeah, yeah, use the bus. It's good.
And yeah, well,
Uh,
even speaking of that bus, um, I've got a 10 activation Bad Batch escort list
oh
with
no.
Cassian. Cassian's got Hunter in his config. You got K2. You have the bus with Shriv for the free dodge and suppression, if you want the suppression. The Backworld
Yeah.
medic and the Gonk droid just to make sure he's staying alive. You've got the Bad Batch with Omega. You've got a Pike Capo. You've got 2 foot soldiers with the P13 disruptor and the Pike Capo. So that way, if you want to hand out the dodge and a suppression from Shriv onto the Pikes, they're just stacking with dodges. And then you've got a Rebel Veteran with the CMO 93, a Mark II, and then a naked Rebel Trooper. So you got 3 range 4 units, and you're moving pretty quick with that speeder truck. You know, if you
Yeah.
really didn't care and you wanted Ryder Azadi, to increase your speed by 1 to do a speed 2 AA5 move to increase getting in there quicker, you save yourself 5 points, and you've got now 794. You can give yourself maybe like recon intel on both Pikes and the Rebel Veterans to start moving in closer, or I don't know.
I got a Mimi one
Oh yeah,
since we're
what is it?
talking about this.
Yeah, what is it?
So double bus. Both are Gonk, backrolled medic, and heavy laser retrofit. So the rainbow gun. Um, and then one has Shriv. So there's your commander.
All right, hold on.
Got
You
three
got
fleets. Yep,
you
go
said you
for
got
it.
a double bus
Yep,
with what?
both
One of
have
them
Gonk.
has both have Gonk.
So they both have the Gonk, both have the medic, and both have the heavy laser. Um,
Okay.
one has Shriv,
All right.
and then you've got three naked fleets. You have a naked FD, and then you have Bad Batch with Omega, and then you have Operative Luke with Push, Mind Trick, Reflexes, and Into the Fray.
Operative Luke with push, reflexes, and into
Mind
the
Trick and
fray.
Into the Fray.
Oh, mind trick and into the fray.
Yeah.
Oh god.
798.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be. I feel like that would be
Be ready,
pretty.
people.
Yeah. Now, which one are you putting into the Shriv bus, Luke? Because the free dodge.
Yeah, probably Luke. Yeah. Um, that way you have at least deflect in case there's like a standby setup.
That's true.
Um, but then after that, it's still range 1 to 2, so you can still hand it out later on, at the same time as healing someone.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that laser team's
and
not bad. Yeah, it's a pretty stacked
FD is just there
list.
for impact.
Okay. Yeah, that range 5, kind of protecting the buses there. Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Um, I mean, you could also, instead of an FD, just throw a swoop in there, and then you have overrun.
Ooh, yeah, I like that one more. Because
Um,
then you've got multiple vehicles coming in at you.
yeah, it's just, do you want overrun or do you want impact? That's kind of it. But a ranged impact. So if you've got more armor, go with the FD. If you have less armor in your meta, throw out a swoop. There you go.
See, for me, regardless, I think I'd go with the swoop because you can only have so many armored units, and then all the other ones will be squishy or not so much. And having up to possible 3 attacks with that overrun could be really nice. And then in that case, you're probably throwing more dice than the FD cannon.
Yeah.
But that impact is really nice too. Well, I've got another Rebel one with Leia, with improvised orders and portable scanner. You've got Rebel Boba Fett with tenacity, seize the initiative, recon, and the flame projector. You've got Bad Batch with Omega. And the reason why I have Leia in there is her 2-pip can allow Boba Fett and or Bad Batch to start moving in a little closer, or you can give them to the Tauntauns, because I've got 3 Tauntaun riders in there as well, who can get that extra speed 1 move. And then you've got 2 Rebel Troopers with medical droids, and then a naked Rebel Trooper for 9 activations. So I feel like you've got Lots of good melee. Your Ram can help with the crits. You've got Boba Fett in there, um, just to get some more melee. And really, yeah, Leia's in there mostly for the free speed 2 to help with either hostage or to get the Bad Batch in a little closer, or even if you've already played We Do What We Do, you captured something like a box or something like that. You could do No Time for Sorrows on the next turn to get them another speed 1 move, and then they can just double move and shoot if they have to.
You said Leia had Underworld too,
No, she's
or
got.
she's got to have Underworld. Yeah, because Bad Batch is
Oh, they're
mercenaries.
mercenary. Ah, that's right. Okay, so she's got Underworld instead of improvised, and then portable scanner.
Okay.
I did not
Uh,
think about them being a mercenary.
what did Boba have again?
Tenacity, seize the initiative, recon, and the flame projector. And then 3 naked Tauntaun riders and 3 rebel troopers. 2 of them have medical droids.
Yeah, that's chunky too. I like it.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think of more objective stuff. Yeah, I've got a simple man in there to get another free speed 1 move in there in case you needed to give Boba Fett the order. You can have your hostage unit speed 1 move up, or you can have the Bad Batch speed 1 move up, or the Tauntaun riders. You've still got Whipcord in there. You've got Making His Way in the Galaxy, so he can still do 2 moves and an attack. And then Rule with Respect, which sadly there's no there's no Crosshair to be able to give an extra black dice to with Rule with Respect, which kind of sucks, but oh well.
It's probably okay though, just because it's critical one anyways. If it's just him,
Yeah,
so
so not that bad.
yeah.
And then I think the last one I've got is another one with Cassian, the Bad Batch. Cassian has Hunter, his config, and then either environmental gear or recon intel. K2's got the blaster, and then you've got the Bad Batch with Omega. You've got a Rebel Trooper with the medical droid, another Rebel Trooper with the medical droid and electro binoculars. You've got a Rebel Veteran unit with the CMO 93 and targeting scopes. You've got the Mark II, and then you have a Pike Kappa with Vigilance, and 2 foot soldiers with the Disruptor and the Pike Capo for 10 activations. You've got,
Uh,
yeah, 2 foot soldiers to give you range 4, the CMO 93 to give you range 4, lots of med bots, electro binoculars to handouts to the veterans for their targeting scopes or to the foot soldiers. And then the Bad Batch is doing their thing. K2 can give his calculate the odds to help give suppression and or aim and a dodge to the foot soldiers to continue to beef them up for your gun line. And then, Cassian's got at least Hunter or something. And then environmental gear is not going to be too bad if he has got to infiltrate and recon intel just to kind of keep him as the... Because he can't infiltrate since you don't have a a, a generic commander besides the capo.
okay.
So you can use recon intel to at least get him up a little bit farther if he needs to. But yeah, lots of token generation. Calculate the odds onto the Bad Batch to give them another free aim or dodge. And they're Courage 3, so don't care about suppression. And then the electro binoculars can help give the Bad Batch another aim before they go, or like I said, to the foot soldiers. And then with Vigilance, you're trying to keep that dodge on the foot soldiers to just continually stack up dodges on them. Yeah, I feel like this one's actually not too bad either, because you're doing so much between the medical droids and or the Mark II fire supporting with the foot soldiers or the veterans if they are able to get an order to set up fire support. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodness. This I have a double lat list that is not. No, it's not good. But it's essentially that same uh, bones that I've had for the other lat lists. But It's dropping the clone commandos or flutters for Bad Batch. And then I guess rushing them in with Wookiees, and maybe it can just be all more aggressive and row, do double tenacity into the fray and give phase ones heavies. Eh, it's a 9 point bid and
So what did you have in there?
probably so um clone commander with improv, Bad Batch, three phase ones, one's naked, one's a Z6, one's an RPS, two lats with shock pilots and onboard comms, and then two Wookiees into the fray and tenacity. Yeah. Probably the other versions are better, but that is still takes some messing around with that. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that could be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got lots of good melee units. You got some fire supporting or shenanigans going.
Uh, no, you'd have to do a lot of altering, I think. Or, wait a second. What about that? Do this and so. Okay, I might have something now.
All right, what you got?
Let's see. Where is it? Force. So, Clone Commander still improv. Um, the two lats the same way. Bad Batch is still there. Um, but Anakin with tenacity, seize, and force push, and what else? Probably, I want to say saber throw at that point. And then two naked face ones, and one phase one with an RPS. And yeah, 797 or 90, yeah, 97. Um, only 8x, but flying Bad Batch and Anakin face first. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
they're good. How do you set up the command cards on that one? Cause, or like, I know which ones you pick, but
Uh,
like, do you try to go with, this is where the fun begins, let him disembark, move with relentless, and just try to saber through, or I know the
yeah,
maybe the
probably.
first turn maybe go with Hero of the Clone Wars,
Um,
or you underestimate my power.
yeah, it is kind of weird, I guess. So probably you're doing you underestimate my power turn one. So Anakin gets one order, the other lat gets the order, so it gives it to Bad Batch. Um, in which case then you can probably drop an onboard comms, which would actually then free up points, and there it is. Now you've got burst of speed on Anakin. So dropping the saber throw for burst on Anakin,
Okay.
and um, So yeah, turn one, you underestimate my power. Uh, Anakin gets the one order, obviously. The other lat gets that one, which then gives an order to Bad Batch, and pretty much you are just getting Anakin into their lines on turn one. Um, and then you've got Force Push back potentially. Um, and then from there, probably doing the one pip to just start killing stuff. Um, or if you feel like you want to go slower, I guess you could do um, the Bad Batch 3 pip because you'll still have two commanders in your bag, so it's not great, but it could be worse.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, all right. I do actually like that one better. Oh gosh, I have to build the lats. It's another reason to build those things.
Hey,
Oh,
they
yeah.
can they can get fun between that speed and dropping stuff off.
Hmm. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
Well, that
Yeah. Lot. There's more options than I thought there were. There are less, more uh, bizarre choices for Republic than I initially thought. So that's good.
yeah, it leaves a lot of fun list building for Republic and Rebels, and I feel like Rebels now hopefully see a lot more win rate or a bigger win rate than before with the Bad Batch because of the shenanigans the other command cards can do, especially with Cassian giving them free recovers, giving them orders, giving them danger sense with his cards and tokens. And
Yeah. It leans into the rebellions are built on hope kind of aesthetic that they rebels are known for.
yeah, I even heard Jin could be pretty good with them because with their tactical, you know they could give her an aim or two, and because with her two pip of giving teamwork, you could use her two pip, give them the order, they can double move, generate her two aim tokens, and then she can move and shoot. And I don't know if she's got long shot or not, but that could be something that would be fun for her.
No, she doesn't, but still, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
she does at least. No, she doesn't even have charge or anything. In that round,
her
it
one
wouldn't
pip gives
matter.
her charge, yeah.
Yeah, there'd be no point for that. But at least, yeah, the two aims could be helpful.
Mhm.
Or, yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any other ones. I know, Lando could be at least decent by giving them his two pip of ace up his sleeve, just going with them all of a sudden if they weren't able to get anything. Maybe I've tried some stuff with Commander Luke
Mhm.
because I'm not gonna lie, I still like Commander Luke almost instead of Ahsoka, but Ahsoka is obviously better. But I do like the fact that he's going to be cheaper and he at least has a ranged attack that's still Pierce 2 and he still has
Yeah.
charge. He's still got jump. He's still immune to Pierce, deflect. He's got 6 health as well. Courage 3 still surges to crit and rolling 6 dice at the same time. And he's a commander at least, so you don't have to worry about adding another generic commander. And you get access to all his command cards. And I feel like his command cards, like his 2-pit, My Allies to the Force, to be able to give the Bad Batch an extra dodge, or the Return of the Jedi, being able to, you know, get rid of a suppression for anyone could help. And, like, yeah, I feel like you've got a lot of good options. And Chewie with Guardian 3, like Chewie and the Bad Batch, to at least keep them alive. And then you've got some good melee threats and maybe even some Han in the mix.
Yeah. the idea of allowing Chewie for Rebels to guardian them is so depressing for Republic Chewie.
Yeah,
Uh,
for real.
I will still never understand why he can't guardian operatives. I mean, now I do, but they didn't have these guys in development then.
Right? Well, hey, they
So,
said they were 5 years out every single last time, so maybe they were thinking about it because it's only been what 2 years, 3 years since that Republic Chewie came out.
uh, yeah, 3 years, but then it's still like 3 years back from there. They started thinking about Chewie for Republic.
That's true. Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Okay.
don't know,
Okay.
but uh,
But yeah, at least there are some good shenanigans with the Bad Batch and
yes,
lots of good stuff to do with them. And I feel like they're going to do really well in Rebels. I feel like they're going to be pretty decent in Republic because, Rex, I feel like this is going to help Rex a lot. Hopefully, this. I'm hoping to see them a lot. I'm hoping I don't see them a lot on the table whenever I'm in a tournament.
the table next to you, not across your table.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And I hope I have them in time because I wouldn't mind playing them with Rex at Crucible myself. But we'll see. I there there's lots of good options.
Um, do we want to throw or spitball ideas to get rid of them? Because the only things I can think of are the things that everyone's already scared of, which would be Black Sun Enforcers, because no one likes 12 dice in your face,
Right.
and the other being um, an Anakin saber throw fire support.
Ooh.
Like that.
Well,
That's it. That's all I got.
yeah. I feel like that's mostly it. Fire supports are going to be the best. The Black Sun, I feel like, are going to be the best. Vader's one pip being able to do a lot of
Yeah.
good, being able to throw them and then slice and dice to do a lot of damage. Uh, Maybe if Mando can do something, maybe with his 3 pip, if he can land any paint to try to do some free wounds, they can't dodge
Yeah.
that. The amband can automatically do a wound, and then when they get into melee, he can throw, if he's got tenacity, 6 dice, pierce one, maybe pierce two if he's got the spear.
The spear. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. It's Yeah. I don't know. I really got nothing else besides the two things. I mean, they're weak to armor, but only because they don't damage armor easily, not because they're actually weak to the armor.
Right. No, yeah. I I feel like they're just gonna last on the table quite a while, especially if you can start
Mhm.
stacking up some tokens on them. Crits, anything with crits, that's not gonna be good for them.
Yeah.
Anything critical because they don't. I mean, impervious is nice to have, but they can't do situational awareness or anything like that, and so there's
Yeah.
no way for them to dodge
That's true.
crits.
Hmm. Yeah. That's true. I didn't think about that one. So, critical still good.
Yeah. Hey, what do you know? But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. Yeah, heavy melee, Black Sun, uh, Vader, maybe double Inquisitor, because 10 dice, force push. Maybe you got to stand
Yeah.
by. You can charge, do some stuff, charge, do some touch, force push, get a free standby off, and I just think
Juggle them around a little.
yeah, as many dice as you can at them all at once in a short amount of time. I feel like if you can get a good amount of clone commando fire support options, that'd be good. Critical 2, Pierce, um, and a little bit of a
Yeah,
range. I
lethal
don't know.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be very curious to see how they also do into experimental droids. That'll be another thing because they kind of make up for what Republic lacks when it comes into that matchup. Since they can move and shoot with their steady.
Yes.
And if you have a way of pairing that up, especially with like arcs also who get the tactical aim as well, I guess you could lean into that. But yeah, no, I'm curious about that. Since those were a big bad um, at Worlds, but yeah.
Well, maybe with Yoda and his guidance, move, shoot, you can at least get something because at least if at least twice per round you're gonna get a good crosshair shot if you've got Reg or Yoda because with that steady
Mhm.
you shoot and then guidance them to move steady shoot it's automatic pierce so you could probably do some pretty good damage with that because instead of yeah I feel like with Yoda it's going to be like a 9 act shooty list rather than an 8 act shooty list
Mhm.
with them since they've got the free attack action basically. And then when
Right.
you've got his 2 pip, I'd give it to commandos. If there's a really good list with Delta Squad, Bad Batch, and Yoda, because then the independent recover is going to be really nice before you give them maybe the relentless shot, so that you could do like a clone commando relentless, and then you can either guidance the relentless off or guidance the steady off, so that way you've got even more possibilities of getting more shots in. Um, I don't know. I feel like Yoda and Bad Batch is going to be really really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. And well, next you'll have to let us know how ACO goes
Yeah.
and what you do, what you bring. You'll have to take some photos, give us a good rundown.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy that it's been a year. That was the first time we did a video together. Was after ACO
Yeah.
last year.
Man, it's already been a year. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, yeah, time's
It'll be a fun
flying.
weekend.
Yeah. And then I'll be able to see you at Crucible this year. That'll be awesome.
Mhm.
And we'll be able to get some fun games in. I don't know if they're going to be doing doubles or not during.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
I
see.
think that he said they might be. I know they're going on at ACO. So if that right
Or it's a team tournament. So
a
it's
okay
yeah, so it's teams of three, and then there's also a singles tournament that's separate.
okay
Um,
okay.
and somehow I ended up as my team captain. I think it's just because I bought the ticket. um, but yeah, pretty much it's like whichever team has a higher collective bid, their captain gets to choose the list pairing for the first table, and the other team captain gets to choose the table, and then roles switch for the second pairing, and then the third pairing is whatever left over, pretty much.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see. Um, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Uh, okay. It'll be fun, no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited, man. You'll have to let us know how it did, and that's really it for today. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys in another video soon. Make sure to wish Canadian Bear good luck for his ACO, and yeah, we'll be keeping an eye out. All right, guys, y'all take it easy, and we'll make sure to see you in the next video. Peace.
Later.